Hi everybody, Anne Ford here. I'm part of your upline support team, and I'm here to offer some getting started right advice, some training on launching your business, or in some cases, relaunching your business. And I used to do this as a phone call. Um, I would get on every Thursday night and go over these points to welcome you to the team and point you in the right direction. But I figured now it's much more effective to leverage social media and do this as video so that we can have a little FaceTime and I can get you pointed in the right direction, help you get out of the gate, help you get paid and promoted. And really, first of all, I want to congratulate you for making an awesome decision to be part of this company. It's a fantastic time to be part of Nerium. You've made a terrific decision. Congratulations. And I don't want you to get overwhelmed. I mean, if we just keep the first things first, we can walk you through how to get into this business, how to get oriented, and how to get well on your way to earning your investment back and opening up the compensation plan for yourself. So, this is a great time to be part of Nerium. We just turned 6 years old. We're in 9 countries: the United States, Canada, Mexico, South Korea, Japan, Hong Kong, Colombia, Australia, and New Zealand. And we're just about to launch Germany and Austria. So it's wonderful. I mean, you can build in your own backyard, and you can also build in these new markets where it's actually, first to the market. Whoever gets involved in those markets really has first movers advantage. So this training call, getting started right call, is not intended to replace any other training in Nerium, but to really assure you that you have the support of your upline support team, the people who have been there, who have done this, who have had some experience and can really lock arms with you and help you be successful. It's really important to understand that we're not your boss, that we are actually working for you, that we are your support team. You're your own boss in this business, but it's also a copycat business. Find someone who has what you want and then do exactly what they do. And that's one of the things I love the most about this business model, is that you're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. There's plenty of people who want to help you be successful. And if we help you be successful, that contributes to our success. So you could say all boats rise with the tide. So take some notes as we go along. It's always helpful to write some notes as we go through some of the points that are going to help you launch your business. Then you can refer to those points later after this call is over. So let's see. Teamwork, I already mentioned that. I want to go over 3 qualities that are essential for success in this business. I actually don't know of anyone who's had massive success in Nerium who didn't possess these qualities. So I want you to write them down and consider if you have these qualities or not. And if you don't, you can certainly cultivate them. So I'm going to just go through what they are. The first quality essential for success in this business is to be coachable. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, be a sponge for learning from people who have had success. Like I said before, you find somebody who has what you want, and then you do exactly what they do. But you have to be open and receptive. I mean, we have the best trainers in the industry in Nerium, very, very successful, high level, high income earners who are willing to turn around and give us this spot on, marvelous, point by point training of how to be effective in this business. But it doesn't matter how fantastic the trainer is if the student isn't open and ready and willing and hungry to receive that training. So it's important, no matter what level of success you achieve, to always be eager to learn more, to grow more, and to refine your process. You can only do that if you're coachable and you're teachable. You become better by actually practicing what you learn. So an important aspect of this business is that it's a learn while you earn kind of business. In other words, you hear something at a training and then you go out and you try it. You take what you've learned in the classroom and you apply it. It's not like we go to Nerium school and we take a course at the local community college and then we hop out and we've got our degree and we're ready to rock this business. We all get started on day one with no idea about anything. And you just put one foot in front of another and you're willing to learn while you earn. Nobody, for instance, on their first day of piano lesson sits down at the piano and plays a perfect Bach sonata. It just isn't likely to happen that way. You have to first learn where to put your hands on the keyboard and how to do scales, keeping the first things first. Trust that the people who are there to mentor you and coach you and train you know exactly what they're doing, because they do. We've been there, we've done that, and we want to help you be successful. So have the right amount of confidence too. Be confident enough that you know you can do what these successful people have done, but not too confident that you don't feel like you have to learn from them. And we're always learning, we're always growing. No matter what level of success you achieve, there's always further to go. You can become even more authentic and more comfortable and more relaxed and organic with how you do the small things consistently on a continual basis over a long period of time. That's going to actually build you a business of your dreams. It's going to take you where you want to go. So let's see. This business model is toggling between learned knowledge and activity knowledge. I already covered that. Have the student mentality every single day at your business here. It's important to stay open and keep refining your process, and always know that in life you're either growing or declining. So choose to grow and choose to learn. The second quality essential for success in this business is to be willing to show up. Now, I know that sounds kind of obvious. If you don't show up for your own business, if you're the CEO of your own organization, you don't show up at work, that business probably isn't going to thrive. That's pretty obvious. But what I mean by show up, and I think one thing that might hang some people up, is that you are your own boss. You are working for yourself. And so you have to hold yourself accountable to the things that are going to move your business forward. These things are easy to do, easy not to do. Part of the things that we do, they're all detailed in the 10 core commitments, which is in your success planner that you got in your welcome kit. The 10 core commitments are things that you do on a daily, a weekly, a monthly, and a yearly basis that are going to move your business forward. So Jeff Olson says over and over, it's about doing the small things consistently with a good attitude over a long period of time, and doing them over and over and over and over until the compound effect kicks in. What I like to add to that is being willing to show up for your own success. And that means plugging into the trainings, whether they're conference calls or whether they're in-person trainings. We have a monthly regional training that usually takes place on a Saturday once a month, somewhere within driving distance for most people, We also have an ongoing Nerium University training, which is every Monday night webinar. If you miss it on Monday night, you can go back and watch the replay some other time. And we also have the corporate update call on Tuesdays. So someone who's willing to show up for their own success not only does the activities that are going to move their business forward, like, you know, introducing people to Nerium, piquing their interest, and then taking them to a third-party tool, something or someone other than ourselves that's going to give them the information. That's important, to always be looking for more people to introduce to Nerium. But also, we're always refining ourselves, and we're always going back to the training, and we're always learning how to be even more effective with our business. So you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, it's going to take up your time like a hobby. So treat it like a business. Hold yourself accountable to being the best boss of you that you could possibly be. You're partnering with Nerium International. They work for you in a sense. So it's important to stay connected to the mothership. It's up to you how plugged in you actually are. But this company's moving very, very quickly. So it's probably a good idea to stay in step with all the announcements, with all the corporate updates. So that's why we have the corporate update call every Tuesday. You can text the word REAL, REAL, to the number 59769, and that's in the United States, so that you can get plugged in to the announcements. You're going to get updated when there's a corporate update call or there's a Nerium University coming up. So it's sort of like a reminder text blast system. Okay, so the second quality is to be willing to show up and treat this like a business, willing to work. After all, this is network marketing, not net sit on the couch marketing. This is a business, not a lottery ticket. And the third quality necessary for success in this business, and this one I really feel is at the heart of this business, and that's to have a strong desire. You know, all of us signed up for a reason. There was some reason, personal reason, that we had for wanting to be successful in this business. We did not make a monetary donation to Nerium International. So I want you to use this tool that I'm about to give you, because it's very powerful for helping you set your sail and really launch this business with confidence. And it's a tool for also helping you become impervious to the dream stealers and the naysayers that may be out there. You probably will encounter them. Those are the people that actually believe that they might have your best interest at heart, but they're going to try to talk you out of doing this. They're going to hear about what you're doing and they're going to shoot it down. You know, oh, those things don't work or whatever. They might not be ill-intentioned. They might actually think they're doing you a favor by trying to dissuade you off of your new project. But honestly, it's more likely that they are too afraid to take that entrepreneurial step themselves. So there's really no blame here. It's just that you're going to have very strong conviction to not get pulled down, pulled off course by the dream stealers and the naysayers who may be threatened by your entrepreneurial move. And so here's my suggestion. This is a very powerful tool for more than one reason. It's to write a vision statement for yourself on a piece of paper with a pen. And this is manual writing instead of typing on a keyboard, because if you write manually, it actually engages your psychophysical self in a way that typing on a keyboard cannot do. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask yourself this question: what is the life that I would love? Okay? Now, if I asked you why you got started in Nerium, just to back it up for a minute, you'd probably come up with a myriad of different answers depending on who I asked. Maybe some of you want to help pay off the bills at the end of the month, or maybe you want to send your kid to a better school, or you have a college tuition to pay for. Maybe you can't stand your job and you want to replace that income so that you can fire your boss and get out of the job that you're not enjoying. Maybe you have a terrific job, but you never see your family and you need more time freedom. Everybody's got a different reason for wanting to be successful in this business, and that's great. What we're going to do is we're going to explore a little deeper by asking ourselves the $65 million question: what is the life that you would love to live? If time and money was absolutely no object and you had all the time in the world and all the money in the world, what would you want from your life 5 years from now? 5 years from now, if time and money was no object. So I want you to just relax, get still with yourself, take a deep breath, go inside, do this when maybe the rest of the household's gone to sleep, and you can just be still with yourself and ask yourself that question: what is the life that I would love 5 years from now if time and money was no object? If I was absolutely unlimited, where would I live? What would I like to do with my time? Where would I want to travel? Who would I want to go with? What would I want to do when I got there? What would I like to own? What would I like to donate to a cause that I care about? How would I feel to do that? How would it feel to help a family member? Maybe retire your parents, retire your spouse, give more money to a cause that you care about. What floats your boat? What is the life that you would love? When you start to picture that life and really walk inside of it, you know, maybe you've got an idea about living in a different place. Maybe you'd like something that seems really outlandish. Don't judge your dream. Allow yourself to dream as big as you can and have as much emotional content infused in that dream as you possibly can. Make it as big and bold and bright and beautiful and compelling as perfect as you can possibly imagine it. If you can conceive it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. So once you get that picture of that big, bold, beautiful life that you're holding out in front of yourself, I want you to write it in present tense as if it's already happening 5 years from now. So you would say, today is November 14th, 2022, and I am, and then you get up and you walk around in that life. You really picture who you would be living that life. You let those emotions, that feeling of fulfillment and gratitude and joy, be real for yourself. And you walk around in that life, and I want you to write all the details down. If you're in a different house, I want you to look out the window and see what it is you see out the window of your new house. Really inhabit that life, okay? That's your vision statement. And when you read it back to yourself, and this is not a creative writing exercise, this is actually to excavate your dream from the middle of your heart and you're holding it out for yourself to read out loud. I would recommend on a daily basis so that you can remind yourself what's possible for you. It's almost like a declaration of independence, that you're reading this vision statement to yourself and you're reminding yourself what you can do. Because I know that you have the tracks to run on to take you from where you are to where you want to be. But if you don't know where you're going, then any road will get you there. Napoleon Hill says, if you can conceive it and you can believe it, you can achieve it. So you be as specific and as personal as you can possibly be. Don't think, what would your spouse want for you? What does your children want for you? What does your dog want for you? It's what do you want for you? What makes your heart sing? And then write it as if it's happening and read it out to yourself. This is going to make you not only impervious to the dream stealers and the naysayers, because they say the bigger the why, the easier the how. So whenever somebody says something that's not supportive to your new project, to your new business, if your dream is really big and strong and vivid and beautiful, and you're reminding yourself what you want from this on a daily basis, what's possible for you, and you're reminding yourself of that on a daily basis, you're not even going to care what other people think. It's just like, okay, it's not for you, going on to the next person. Okay. Let's see. You joined this business because you had a vision. So I want you to flesh that vision out. I want you to really make that vision super clear for yourself. Pen and paper, as if it's already happening. Write it in present tense. Read it all the time. And if as soon as it doesn't make every cell in your heart, every cell in your body dance with joy when you're reading it, then rewrite it. You know, what is the life that you would love? How would it feel to have all the time and all the money, have no debts, go wherever you want, do whatever you want, and write it in present tense. And when you do, every time you read it, you're actually you're telling your subconscious mind who you're turning into, so that you actually inhabit that life. It's going to empower you. It's going to give you courage. Try it, do it, commit to it. It's for you. It's for your empowerment in this business. Your vision statement. You're going to start to believe, I can have that life, especially if you plug into the calls and you start hearing people's stories, and you start hearing other people's stories of transforming their lives. You'll start to think, why not me? This is me. This story is my story. I'm writing my story right now. But you have to know what that story is, and read it out every day as a proclamation for yourself of what you want. So I want to take just a minute to tell you my own quick story. Maybe you've already heard it, but stories are the centerpiece of our business. And so you use other people's stories if you're talking to someone who might be able to relate to my story, for instance. So I had never done anything even remotely like this before. I'm an actor and a singer, and I used to live in New York. Now I live in Southern California, and I'm married to a musician. So all I've ever done to make money is performing arts. And that's a beautiful thing. I mean, I'm very grateful that I can do what I love to make money. However, and there's always a however, I needed something that was a little more sure, a little more predictable as we're approaching, middle age and beyond. Looking down the road, I was thinking, I don't know if I want to rely on the performing arts to take me into my old age when I'm at the beck and call of whoever wants to hire me as a performer, and the roles are fewer and fewer far between. My husband was feeling exhausted all the time from being on the road all the time, traveling as a musician. So he didn't want to do that anymore, but he couldn't get off of that hamster wheel because he's the major breadwinner in the family. So I needed to come up with something, but I couldn't think what it was, because I was never going to go into corporate America. That was never going to be me. And I didn't even know that network marketing existed. So about 5.5 years ago, I went to get a facial, and my esthetician, very high level skincare professional in my area, is also a very close friend. We've been working together. She's been my skincare professional for 12 years. And the day she walked in to give me this facial, she actually looked like maybe she'd had work done. She walked in, I said, "Oh, what'd you do?" I thought she was gonna give me someone's phone number. It turned out she'd been using Nerium, just the night cream. That's all we had at the time. And she was so excited about this. She shut the door, she sat me down, she looked me in the eye, and she said, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna make so much money. You need to do this with me." And her excitement, her conviction that this was a superior product combined with me looking at the results on her face, so basically she was a walking billboard for this stuff. I just had a feeling about it. I didn't need to research the product. She'd researched the product. I knew she knew what she was looking at. I just had a feeling about it that this might be something that could give me an extra stream of income. I was thinking, you know, wouldn't it be nice to make another couple $100s a month? I didn't put it together that this was the answer to my prayers quite yet. I just had an intuition about it. Signed up as a brand partner in her office, pretty clueless to what this business might hold for me. Really didn't know. Luckily, I got a clue when I got on the conference calls that they have a few times a week. I already mentioned those. And that's a clue for you too. If I hadn't gotten on those calls, I wouldn't have heard the success stories. If I hadn't heard the success stories, I'd still be clueless today, and I probably would have quit this business without ever giving it a fair shot. The stories are what compelled me to really understand that I had fallen into something that could take me where I wanted to go in my life, that could provide a stream of income for myself and my family, that would give us options going forward. I heard the story of Anna Camp, who's now our international marketing director, who paid off $45,000 in credit card within months of signing up. I heard the story of Danny Gassamy, who at the time was a 40-something-year-old construction worker, and he had retired his parents. I heard the story of Mark Remus, who was a carpet cleaner on Social Security in his 60s, who, you know, shot through the top of the compensation plan and is now one of the millionaires that is in Nerium International. He'd never done anything like this before. I heard these stories. The consistent thing, even though the demographic of success in Nerium was pretty much every type of person you can imagine, men, women, old, young, you know, people in their 20s, people in their 60s, all different backgrounds. What they said consistently that really struck a chord for me was that there was a system for success that they were following, like a recipe. And I realized that I could follow the system too, that if I did what these successful people were doing, I could have what they were having. That made total sense to me. And I was very motivated. I needed to find a way that my husband wouldn't have to work on the road, never home, exhausted till the day he died. That was not a good plan B. And I was really coachable. Luckily, I knew I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, teach me. Luckily, there were plenty of people in my support team, my upline leaders, who turned around and were happy and grateful to work with me and take my hand and teach me step by step how to do it. So I just said to myself, what if this was the thing that I'd been praying for? What if I could make this work? What if I go all in and I take away all the caveats and the yes and buts, all the excuses that I had in my mind, which I had. I was the one who said, I'm not going to go to meetings. Well, I don't go to conferences, all the things I wasn't going to do. I reversed that. I said, what if I learn how to do this system? I totally give it my all. I'm 100% wholehearted. And if they say have a party, I have a party. If they say go to the regional training, I go to the regional training. Check, 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 check. I did everything they said to do to the best of my ability. Did I make a bunch of mistakes? Absolutely. You mess up as you go along, but that's the beauty of a learn while you earn kind of business, is that you learn from your mistakes and then you pick yourself up and you go do it again. You know, I wanted to make sure that I gave myself the best shot at making this work. And that attitude of being coachable, being willing to work, and having a strong desire and keeping that desire in front of myself did get me to the top of the compensation plan. It got me the Fast Start Qualified bonus, the iPad, the Lexus car bonus, the trip, the $50,000 bonus when you get to the rank of National Marketing Director. I know that there isn't anything that I did that was extraordinary at all, that I didn't have any special abilities. I just really wanted this and I needed it, and I was willing to be wholehearted. The same thing is there for you. Absolutely is. If you're coachable, if you're teachable, if you're willing to work, and if you have a strong desire, you can have whatever you want in this business. It's just as simple as that. You just have to have the right amount of confidence. Confident enough to know that you can do it, but not too confident that you don't think you need somebody to help you. So this is what's laid out for you as a baby brand partner. We are offering you the chance to lock in with us. We will help you get paid and promoted, get your investment back, and start to write your success story. We call that Fast Start Qualify. Fast Start Qualify means in your first 30 days, you find 3 people who want to partner with you in this business. Okay, 3 people like you who are interested in a side gig, making a little or a lot, doesn't matter. Somebody who sees the value of multiple streams of income. And we're going to help you find 3 customers, 3 preferred customers in your first calendar month, so that you don't have to pay anything for your own personal products going forward. If you're willing to let us help you, we want to help you Fast Start Qualify. What that's going to do, it's going to make your investment back, it's going to get you paid, it's going to get you promoted. So when you go up in a rank advancement, you get a promotion, which means you get a raise, which means you make more money for doing exactly the same thing. And you're going to get $150 extra above your commissions. That's your Fast Start Qualify bonus, just by finding your first 3 people in your first 30 days. If you're willing to let us help you do that, we would like to lock arms with you and help you do that. So basically, there's just a couple of action steps, and it's so simple. It's just really, really simple. First action step is to take out a piece of paper and a pen and write down the name of everyone you know who has skin. Everybody who has skin, you're going to write them on a list, and this is not in your phone, it's not in your head or on the back of an envelope. It's an actual physical list that you carry around with you, that you write down everyone that you can think of. And one of the keys here is to not prejudge those that you think will, won't, those that you think won't, will. So don't disqualify someone by thinking, oh, he's too famous, or she's too rich, or she won't want to do this. Actually, people who are very successful are usually the ones that see the value in multiple streams of income and might be really open to taking a look at your new project. You want to have a long list of people to contact. I would recommend just emptying out your phone and writing everybody's name down, okay? Then you're also going to set up a game plan. Now, if you've just sponsored someone into the business, you want to make sure that they see this video and that they understand the importance of having a game plan in their first day, if possible, first day or 2 days at the most, that they signed up, so that they can have as much time as possible to find their 3. So what the game plan is going to be is the sponsor, the new brand partner, is going to get together with an upline leader, usually a senior director or above, and you're going to go through your top 10 prospects with this leader. This leader is going to suggest how to expose the top 10 people on your list. The top 10 would be the people that you would just give anything to work with. You'd be so thrilled to work with him or her for whatever reason. So by introducing you, the new brand partner, to how to take your list from not knowing about Nerium to knowing about Nerium, and what the different tools are for exposing them to the information, it's going to train you how to do this business. We're going to hold your hand. We're going to walk you through. There's always going to be something else besides you that's going to move them forward in their knowledge about Nerium. So in a nutshell, what we do is we get excited about Nerium, the products and the opportunity. We pique somebody's interest by sharing with them why we're excited, and then we let a third-party tool, an event or a video or some information that is not us, to give them the more detailed information about Nerium, the products and the opportunity. So get together with your upline support team, get that game plan going, and then really ask yourself, what can I actually do now that's going to incrementally move my business forward? What I did on a consistent basis when I first got going was that I had people over to my house once a week. I did 4 o'clock on Sunday, had a get together, had people in my living room. We watched a quick video, and we heard some stories, some success stories about Nerium, and people, that's called a real results party. People signed up, they got excited, they did the same thing, and it started to duplicate. It was really awesome. Use the system, trust the system. It's your recipe for success. And the reason why we have a duplicatable system is that no matter what country we go into, those people are going to have an equal opportunity for creating a beautiful business for themselves and their family that we have here in the United States. Everybody's marching to the same drum, you could say. The second action step for a brand new person, besides making the list, doing the game plan, I guess it's the third action step, is to go through the new brand partner training. So I want you to write this website down, www.start.nerium.com. Start.nerium.com is your new brand partner training. It's like your orientation training. This is done by our top 2 leaders, Mark and Tammy Smith, massively successful in this business. They can make it super clear. And what this training is going to do, it's going to orient you to the tools, it's going to orient you to your website, and it's going to keep you from getting overwhelmed. I promise you, there's no need to use the O word, because you don't need to get overwhelmed. It's all on start.nerium.com. Let third-party tools train you. Let third-party tools help you bring people from not knowing about Nerium to knowing about Nerium. The only thing you have to get good at is getting out of the way and saying less to more people. That way, it takes the onus off of you. You never have to become a skincare professional. You never have to become a science know-it-all. You're letting other things besides yourself give them the information that's going to help them make an educated decision. And know that you're giving them a gift by telling them about these products and about this opportunity. Know that that phone call to your old high school friend could change his life. You know, that he doesn't know what we know about Nerium yet, but if you keep putting it out there and you keep offering it to people, you're giving them something. You're not getting something from them. It's a good mindset for this. So I want to encourage you to reach out to your upline support team. The squeaky wheel definitely gets the grease. Ask them about the company conference coming up next July in Las Vegas. That big event is a huge, huge deal for anyone who wants to be successful in Nerium, because when you're in the big event, you get the bigger picture. You're there with people from all over the world. You're feeling the energy of this company. You're getting trained by the top people in the field. And it's going to take you to a level that you could never go to by yourself. So do ask your support team and your sponsor more about the Las Vegas event coming up in July. You definitely want to be there, and I'd love to see you there. Thank you for your time today. It's been a pleasure sharing this information with you. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and we can definitely get your questions answered. Much love. Congratulations. Bye-bye.